doesn't have the gas tank.
Travis is very exotic.
Cheer skills are a vital part of Pokken Tournament DX. It's one of the options you would choose other than your character and your support Pokemon. But trust me, even if cheer skills don't have flashy pictures or are flashy in-game, they are a very important part of the game nonetheless. To show you guys the power of cheer skills, I have done a collaboration with Coro from Coronation Designs. Over on his channel, we did a sort of support Pokemon in a nutshell guide. So you should definitely go and check that video out after you finish watching this one. Without further ado, let's get started.
The standard synergy skill cheer is, as its name indicates, a pretty simple cheer skill. If you win the previous round, you'll get a small synergy gauge boost. And if you lose the previous round, in addition to the synergy gauge boost, you'll also get both your support Pokemon immediately available.
Synergy Focus cheer skill is aimed at those characters that struggle with building up their burst meter. Regardless whether you won or lost the last round, your synergy gauge will increase. However, neither of your support Pokemon will be affected by this cheer skill.
The Pressure Focus cheer skill is geared towards the final round. You might not have much cheer skill effects in rounds 1 and 2, but in round 3, you will be granted an immense amount of synergy.
Support Focus is my favorite type of cheer skill. Both of your support Pokemon will be live at the beginning of every round, after the first round of course. This skill will not touch your synergy gauge though. Special cheer skill will either increase your synergy gauge if you won the last round, or allow you to have your support Pokemon ready at the beginning of the next round if you lost. Finally, Whimsical is a very special cheer skill. This is the only RNG cheer skill in the game. But just because it has RNG in it, doesn't mean that most of the top players in the game shy away from using it. As a matter of fact, you will see a lot of high level players use this type of cheer skill in Pro Bowl. Before we jump in and talk about the cheer skills in detail, I want to talk to you guys about timeouts. In Pokken, if you win by timeout, you will not receive your cheer skill. This means that if your opponent loses the round, they might have the edge on the next round. Keep that in mind when gauging the risk of trying to win by KO or letting the opponent get an edge on the next round. And conversely, think if you want to disable your opponent's resources by letting yourself get timed out in a round that you might have already lost.
Oh, and here's a fun fact. If both players draw in a timeout situation, they draw by a double KO, then both players will receive their cheer skill.
Let's go back now and talk in a little bit more detail about the cheer skills and when should you use them, starting again with Standard. Standard cheer skill can be used by any Pokemon. Most players use Standard for hard matchups who can utilize Burst and both supports. For example, a Rushdown character who's trying to fight a Sonar while using Togekiss and Rotom will use Standard cheer skill because Rotom helps cover jumps, so the opponent has to stay grounded. And it's also a great counter-pick cheer skill if you're finding a Rushdown character who can easily approach you. Standard could also counterpick the opponent's cheer skill as well. For example, Standard can help against players who use the special cheer skill, just because whether you win or lose, you get the same advantage as your opponent.
The synergy cheer is a little bit underwhelming compared to Standard and Special. Any Pokemon can make synergy focus work, but it's preferably used by a Pokemon who either doesn't need a support or is using a fast charging one. Any character with any burst capacity can use this skill if they want to get a slight edge on getting synergy burst. It's definitely not a fan favorite for, say, Mewtwo or Darkrai. See, it sounds good on paper for Mewtwo, but he spends synergy to use Pokemon attacks, and Darkrai kinda prioritizes BDR over synergy burst. Synergy cheer does work well with Weavile, Shadow Mewtwo, and some 150 to 250cc Pokemon with good mobility and strong burst mode who can use it frequently.
Pressure is a very niche cheer skill. It requires you to make it to the final round, meaning that you have to be very confident in your play, that you can always at least force a round 3 situation. This skill is thought to be less useful in 3v3s or team battles since it requires you to go to the very final round. But to be honest, the reward is great. You essentially have a complete control over when you get your power, since it's not determined by winning or losing a specific round. This means that characters that take a long time to build their synergy bar don't have to worry about round 3 because they're just going to get a big boost at the beginning. Meaning that characters like Gengar, that take forever to charge but have an incredible burst attack, don't have to worry about round 3 because by the time round 3 rolls around, they'll have their synergy bar charged. You will most likely use pressure focused cheer skill for characters like Mewtwo and Gengar, like I mentioned before, because it lets you reliably use burst in the early rounds with the knowledge that you will get the chance to use burst again in the final round.
Support focus, like synergy focus, doesn't care whether you won or lost the previous round. After each round, you will automatically get both your support Pokemon available for immediate use. This cheer skill is especially useful for characters that either don't need their burst or have no trouble building synergy. On the flip side, this skill is also great for those support Pokemon that take ages to build up, so that you can have their powerful effects ready at any time.
Special is more of a player-focused cheer skill than a character-based cheer skill. This skill is amazing to keep in your momentum when you win matches by rewarding you with a lot of synergy after winning a round, but also helping you by having both supports ready if you lose. If you're confident enough that you can win without the support you're running, or if the support you run is not necessary at the beginning of the round, then you should probably run synergy over special skill. But if you want a cheer skill that rewards you when you win, yet has a nice safety net when you lose rounds, then special cheer skill is the perfect skill for you.
Although Whimsical is the only RNG based cheer skill, it's arguably one of the most powerful skills in the game. Since it's one of the only few skills that activates immediately on round 1, it can give you anything from free support to a ton of synergy. Even if you don't get anything on round 1, think of it this way, it's basically the same as the other cheer skills. It can fill up to 40% of your synergy at the start of a round, on top of giving you support, meaning that your opponent has to quickly adapt to what Whimsical throws at them. Here's a chart of an estimate on Whimsical cheer skills RNG. As you can see, there's a 70% chance of getting something out of it, so the odds are in your favor.
There you have it, Pokken trainers. A nice, short guide on the different types of cheer skills there are in the game, as well as a recommendation on where to use them. Thank you again to Coro for collaborating with me in this project, and as a matter of fact, if you want to see a guide for support Pokemon, then you should definitely check Coro's channel. If you're a fan of my content, then you will definitely love his stuff. Thank you for coming, Coro.
Thanks for having me. I hope everybody found this video useful, and as always, keep enjoying Pokken.
And thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed watching the video, then definitely hit a like and subscribe to my channel because I'm definitely putting a lot more guides like this. Right now, a lot of you guys are demanding more in a nutshell guides than before, and I am happy to announce that they are in the works right now. So stay tight, subscribe, and hit a like when those videos come out.